Okay, so in this lecture we are discussing, can you hear me? Okay, nucleophilic aromatic substitution reaction, which is also called as SNAR. Now, as you can see, I've already written aryl halides will undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction when strong electron withdrawing groups, EWG means electron withdrawing groups, are connected to the benzene ring. Okay, now just one comparison with benzenes that undergo aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. That means you have a benzene and it is interacting with the electrophile, and subsequently one H is getting removed, and the H is removed and the E goes into the place of H. In these cases, because you have a positively charged species interacting with the pi electron cloud of the benzene, that is this one, what should one think? That more we increase the pi electron density on the benzene, or the more you make the benzene electron rich, it becomes easier for the benzene to interact with the electrophile. When it happens, when you have electron donating groups attached to the benzene. So what should be the reverse concept? If now we think that there is a leaving group X attached to the benzene, and this carbon out here has to interact with a nucleophile that is a negatively charged species. So the more you increase the delta positive charge on this particular carbon, the reaction will become easier. Now, how to increase the delta positive charge on this carbon? By attaching electron withdrawing groups. Later on we will discuss when it becomes more effective. I mean, if we place the electron withdrawing group ortho or para or in the meta position, where if we place, then the delta positive charge is increased maximum, okay, on this carbon. That we will take up as we go on into this lecture. So one idea that is clear, that whenever we are thinking about aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction, benzene ring has to be electron rich. Whenever we are thinking of aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction, benzene has to be electron deficient. Okay, so that is there. So one can say that electron withdrawing groups activate EWG, activate means in terms of kinetics, right? We require less energy, less activation energy. The benzene ring towards SNAR, that is substitution nucleophilic aromatic reaction. So what is the mechanism out here for such a process? We have the benzene ring, there is a X attached to it. Okay, now let us consider this reaction is happening in absence of an electron withdrawing group. So what will be the situation? There is a nucleophile, it is making an attack over here. Obviously the electron withdrawing group will be having some minus I effect, because of which there will be some delta positive charge developing on this carbon. So the attack of the nucleophile will take place at this carbon and not at these carbons over here. Okay, that should be one thing that should be kept in mind. So what is happening once this attack takes place? We have the X, this is the nucleophile. So once this attack takes place, this pi bond will break up. One can think in those in that manner, and the rest of the pi bonds are over here like this. Now this intermediate that is formed over here is basically a negatively charged species, so we are calling this as a carbanion intermediate. Now in your basic organic chemistry lectures, I had discussed that to stabilize carbanion, what groups do you need? Do you remember? Electron withdrawing groups. So that fits the logic now. Now this particular carbanion, one can think, is going to have the following resonating structures, also called the canonical structures. So over here, if this is coming here, the charge can go here. That is going there. The charge will go there. Okay. And eventually what will happen? One can think the charge or the aromaticity is regained and the X goes away. So we call this step to be the fast step. This is the rate determining step, all established from kinetics. So that is not the part of your syllabus. So you get this type of a product. Okay. So as I was saying, since over here we are generating a carbanion intermediate, so anything that further stabilizes this particular negative charge will obviously, we can say, increase the rate of the reaction. So where should we place the electron withdrawing group that it can enhance the rate of the reaction? That should be the next question. Okay, where to place? Should we place the group in the ortho, in para, or meta position to increase the rate? When I say enhance, I mean increase the rate of reaction. Where to place electron withdrawing groups in the benzene ring having X. Okay, so our question over here is where to place the electron withdrawing group in the benzene ring having X. Now it is obviously with respect to X, whether it should be ortho, para, or meta position to increase the rate of the reaction. Okay. So let us see now. Suppose we place it in the ortho position. Okay, this is our X and that is our electron withdrawing group, say NO2. Now, if you imagine we have a nucleophile and it is attacking over here, so what happens? This pi bond will break and go over there, which leads to the formation of an intermediate, which can be shown as follows. Now, this particular negative charge that you see is not only conjugated to the pi bond over here like this, but one can also imagine that you can take the charge outside the ring in that manner. So if you have a nitro group in the ortho position, it is going to be conjugated with the negative charge that is formed after the reaction of the nucleophile with the carbon connected to the X. Okay, so far so good. So if we did it, we took the charge as I have shown in the with the green arrows. My next resonance structure will be like this. Okay, follow yes or no? Again,
Yes, sir.
if I take it like that, these are my possible resonance structures, I can say. Okay, if you see the previous intermediate, it had how many resonance structures? 3. Now, because of this nitro group which is present over here, what we will say, there is additional stability to the carbon ion. And we have studied before that if you increase the number of canonical structures, carbon ion stability increases, right? Increased stability means increase in the formation rate, so the rate will also increase. Okay, with respect to the previous one, if we compare the rate of this one and that one, we will see obviously the second one will be having more faster rate because the carbon ion formed is more stable than the carbon ion formed in the previous case. And now as you can see, we will be having, if I take the charge into the nitro group, I am having the following canonical structure. I can think of another one in which, so if you had the double bond in this direction, your idea should be to create a double bond over here now. Okay. If you do not do it, then you are creating two same canonical structures. Okay. If you are making this one only, if you make the double bond over here, like in the green position I have shown, that means over here, then you are going back. What I am trying to say, if you take this charge and put here, you are making the previous structure. Your idea should be to take this negative charge and make a double bond on this particular oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, so that way what will be your structure? You will say something like that. So now you can see with using some logic, we are having out here basically 5 canonical structures. So higher the number of resonance structures, higher will be the stability of the intermediate carbon ion. And so this particular aromatic halide, which is substituted with the nitro group at the ortho position, will be more reactive than the only aryl halide. Okay. So our product, now we can think from this whole thing, is going to be X goes away, and we will say nucleophile NO2. Okay. So one thing we have learned, if you are doing aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction, if you have an electron withdrawing group, which can be nitro, sulfate, okay, carboxylic acid group, a keto group, these type of groups, okay, if they are placed ortho with respect to the leaving group, that is X, then the rate of the reaction will be increased. Okay. One caution out here, the electron withdrawing group should not undergo any reaction with the nucleophile itself. Okay. We can have some nucleophiles that can itself react with carbonyl group. Okay. So that should be also kept in mind. So those will be some complex type of problems. We are not taking it here right now, but we will deal with them in the future. Now think of placing with respect to the X, the nitro group in the para position. And again, in this case, the nucleophile is making a attack. The CC carbon bond will break up, and your intermediate will be as shown. X and nucleophile, sorry, not this one, nucleophile, and we have the X, and here you have the negative charge. This is your NO2 group. Now again, if you see, I can bring this charge here, and that is how it can get delocalized. Okay. I can write my nitro group in the following manner. Two things can happen out of from here. One is, if you take the negative charge out here and place it over here, then that can be one of the resonating structures, or you can take the negative charge and place it or delocalize it with the nitro group outside the benzene. So what you saw in ortho is also happening in the para. है ना? So you had X and you have Nu, double bond. Now, as I had discussed, if you take the negative charge from here and place it here between the nitrogen and oxygen, okay, then what will happen? You go back to the previous structure, but your idea should be to create another new canonical structure, that is the resonance structure. So you make a double bond between this oxygen and that nitrogen, and subsequently the negative charge comes over here. So what you will say, that the new canonical structure will be something like this. Okay. So here also we can see there are 5 such resonance structures for the intermediate. Okay, one can think in that manner, just like we had found in the case of ortho isomer. So what will be the product from this reaction? We will say Nu after X has gone away. That means this charge comes back, benzene gains its aromaticity, and we have the following molecule. Okay. Now, if you place the nitro group in the meta position, what will be the case? So you have X, and now you have the nitro group with respect to X in the meta position, and the nucleophile is again making its attack. What should happen? We are going to find that this bond over here is going to break. That is your nucleophile, that is your X. Now if you delocalize the negative charge within the benzene ring, as we have done in previous cases, what you will observe is that the negative charge never comes to the carbon that is joined to the nitro group. In other words, whenever we have the nitro group or electron withdrawing group joined to the meta position with respect to the X, and one is thinking of aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction, okay, you'll never find a resonating structure in which the negative charge can be delocalized over the nitro group. So out here what you will say, that whenever we have a nitro group in the meta position, it can only affect the delta positive charge on this carbon using minus I effect, that is through the bonds. But when you have a nitro group in the para position with respect to this carbon, then it can use both its mesomeric effect and inductive effect. Similarly, whenever it is in the ortho position, it can use its minus M and minus I effect. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So we already know that minus M, that is mesomeric effect, is more powerful than that of the inductive effect when it comes to delocalizing charge or stabilizing carbon ions. So we will always say that whenever we consider aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction and the electron withdrawing group is in the ortho or para position, okay, it will be more reactive than the isomer wherein the nitro group is in the meta position. So if you're considering rate, of reaction, okay, I will say this type of a molecule will be having higher rate, okay, than that of the Why it is so? Because now over here we will say the nitro group is acting over a shorter distance. So inductive effect over here will be higher than in the case when the nitro group is in the para position. Okay. Both are having minus M minus I. Okay. But in this case, I will be minus I will be greater because of shorter distance. Okay. And then we can consider the one in which nitro group is meta. Over here, we are only having minus I. Okay. And finally, we will say the least reactive will be the one carrying no electron withdrawing group. Over here, obviously, it is nitro group. मैटर क्लियर है पूरा? क्या?
Sir,
हाँ बोलो.
sir, some electron group
Hmm.
are able to the hydrogen bond. Sir,
Hmm?
then what?
Electron withdrawing group does hydrogen bond. So if you're talking about orthonitrophenol, paranitrophenol, OH is electron withdrawing group. OH
No,
is
sir,
a good. OH is not a good living group. You know that obviously. OH is not a good electron withdrawing group, is it?
Yes, sir.
Nitro may be a
Sir,
electron withdrawing group, but OH is a donating group first of all, and OH is not a good living group. Water is a good living group, right?
yes, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, then what will be the
Phenol is a phenol that in that sense is a electron rich system, na?
yes,
Whenever you're
sir.
considering two groups having electron donating and electron withdrawing capacity, so phenol will be the OH group will be pushing electron density towards the benzene ring. So those, even though it is connected to a nitro group, it will be, if it is, because OH is not a good living group, it is not undergoing any aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction. So that option is out. So the only kind of substitution reaction it can undergo is aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. Bolo?
Yes, sir. But sir, if a comparison that the orthonitrophenol or pan-nitrophenol, sir, what will be the rate?
Then you have to think of aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction, right?
Yes, sir.
So, what will you say? First of all, you have to identify whether it is undergoing any aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction or electrophilic substitution reaction. So, for the nucleophilic substitution reaction, I have already answered it to you. Okay, that it is not going to undergo
Yes,
any nucleophilic substitution reaction because OH is not a good living group, right? Bolo?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you're considering this one and that one, the only possible that we can think of is what? Aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. बोलो.
Yes, yes, sir.
हम्म? क्या
Yes,
है ना?
yes, sir.
Okay. So now you tell me, what can you think in terms of rate?
So orthonitrophenol means greater than the para-nitrophenol.
Why? Can you make a comparison?
Sir, normally, sir, OH is the phenol
See,
OH.
हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग के
Sir,
साथ इलेक्ट्रोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन का क्या इफेक्ट है? कोई लॉजिक बन रहा है यहाँ पे?
no, sir.
तो फिर सवाल क्या है तुम्हारा?
Yes, sir.
Hydrogen bonding will affect
100%.
boiling point, solubility, those kind of things, right?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, क्या आया समझ में क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Melting point, it will affect those kind of things. Right? बोलो?
Yes, sir.
हाँ. Next. आगे चलते हैं. Let's go forward. Now, here is a question, and these things come, okay? As far as your competitive exam is concerned, okay? Predict the reaction rate for the aryl halides. Okay, so I have given you over here, say ARF. AR means any aryl, okay? That means some kind of substituted benzene. ARBR, ARI, and I have given you ARCL. And I have asked you the reaction rate. Normally, what have you studied? In aliphatic, you say, if I had to ask you the same question about aliphatic alkyl halides, what would be the reaction rate?
So reaction depends on the living group ability.
Okay, fine. So there you will say, so iodides will be more reactive than bromides, which will be more reactive than chlorides, and which will be more reactive than. So it is obviously depending on the bond strength or living group ability, as you can think of. There are many ways of predicting it. But out here, surprisingly, you will find the rate to be ARF greater than ARCL greater than ARBR and ARI. So it is not depending on the living group ability. So this is your answer. Now, how to explain this kind of things? Again, let us take or consider the mechanism in which, suppose this is your electron withdrawing group, can be anything, and this is your X, that means your halide. X can be your halides, and you have your nucleophile making an attack like that. This negative charge goes over here, and our intermediate over here is something like this. Now, we know what will happen in the last step, okay? That is, X will go away and your product will be this. Question is over here, about the stability of this intermediate. Now you think in terms of placing the X. So you keep changing the X, okay? You have a fluoride, then there is a nucleophile, bolo. You have the minus charge. Then you have, okay, I will not draw all of them, just take these two examples and I think that should be able to explain you. You have a chloride, you have a nucleophile. Now you tell me among these two particular carbon ions, which is more stable? Electron withdrawing group for both are same. Okay?
So the left side, the compound.
Yeah, because minus I effect of fluorine is more.
Yes, sir.
So if you consider all of these intermediates now, their stability will be dependent on the minus I effect of the X. Clear?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is how your stability will be. So here we can conclude in simple language that stability of carbon ion is dependent on the inductive effect of X, which is F to be greater than Cl to be greater than Br to be greater than I, and that explains our question. Okay. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Next question is, again it is about the positioning of the nitro group with respect to the leaving group. Suppose we have been given this molecule over here where we have a nitro group out here. There is a fluorine and there is another fluorine over here, and I have given you a nucleophile which is obviously thiomethoxide, and I'm asking what should be the product.
So the ortho position of the fluorine will be replaced by the sp.
Right, and not the meta, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this should be your product. I think these type of questions already have come in IITs, okay? Again, another one very similar to the previous one. We have been given this molecule and I have given you now the methoxide. And I'm asking what should be the product.
Meta position of the fluorine will be replaced by the way.
Meta or para?
Meta, sir.
Para or meta?
So both.
No. Ortho nitro group present in the ortho group, ortho position is more reactive than when it is placed in the para, and at last is meta. So meta is least reactive, na? Right? Okay. So in that case, OMe comes the. So basically, whenever you have the electron withdrawing group in ortho or para position, that position will be more reactive than the whenever you have a leaving group in the meta position. Okay, that much is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next question. I have given you. So this is like a multi-step reaction. Okay, I'm giving you Cl, NO2, giving you H and Me whole twice. So this is your nucleophile. You remember your nucleophiles can be both negative or positive. Okay. Say what should be the product?
So F5, the chlorine will be replaced by the NME2.
Okay. And then
Sir, NO2 convert in NH2.
okay. Next question is predict the rate of reaction. Okay, I have given you chlorobenzene attached to one nitro group attached to two nitro groups attached to three nitro groups. And say base on nucleophile over here is OH, and that is coming from aqueous NaHCO3. Okay, we all remember that NaHCO3 will undergo salt hydrolysis to give you OH as the nucleophile, right? So,
Yes, sir.
what do you think should be the rate of the reaction over here?
So here, sir, the two nitro group is the better than the three nitro
Why?
group.
Three nitro groups, they are
Right,
they are they are in the both in the ortho position, right?
Yes, sir. Stage hindrances have occurred.
Steric hindrance will actually want to remove the chlorine, na?
Yes, sir.
If you're considering steric hindrance, then it will be trying to move the chlorine more. And there is only one chlorine atom over here. It's like a one sphere only. Had there been something like a methyl or another group, bulky group, chlorine is not that bulky. So here you have to think more the number of electron withdrawing groups, more is the reactivity.
Yes, sir. So the sir, the let's say
Yeah. So in
Lead to
this,
nitrogen being.
yeah. So it will be more reactive. 2,4,6 chlorobenzene, trinitrochlorobenzene will be more reactive than 2, 4 dinitrochlorobenzene, then 2 nitrochlorobenzene. Okay. Next question. Consider this. If I give you some groups, NR3 plus, okay, then I give you CN minus SO3H, just CN, okay, not CN minus SO3H, carboxylic group COR CHO. Now see the electron withdrawing ability of these groups are in the order I have written for them. That is, so if you had to compare two such benzene systems in which we have NR3 plus group and a CN group, obviously the one having NR3 plus group will be undergoing SN-AR reaction faster than the one having CN. That is my point over here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next. Okay. Next question is, okay, this one we have already covered before. I'm giving you the other one. Now over here, suppose I have given you NO2, then you have a CH3, you have a CH3, there is a Br, and in another case I have given you NO2 and just a Br like that. Now I'm asking you to compare the rates of the reaction. Rates of reaction. What will you do?
Okay. So the paranitrobromine is higher than the.
Yeah, because over here the nitro group will be facing steric inhibition of resonance, which we are calling as SIR in short form. And because of that, this nitro group will go out of conjugation, right? But here this one, that is this nitrogen or nitro group, remains in conjugation with the benzene. So what we can say over here, both the minus I and minus M are operating, but here because of SIR, minus I is operating, but minus M because of steric inhibition of resonance is not operating, right? Okay. Next question. Now, this is important because this is something that we will learn in synthesis of phenol. So we have a sodium salt of benzene sulfonate, and we are treating this with OH. SO3 is a good leaving group. So what you should expect over here to be formed. Remember the medium is alkaline, okay? So over here, the product that will be formed is this. Okay, sodium phenoxide. I have also taught you before that attachment and removal of SO3 group is reversible. Sulfonation is reversible, so it can be easily removed. Next, we have given you yeah. What do you think could be formed over here? This is hydrogen, has a nucleophilic nitrogen. So what we can think, chlorine will be replaced. So can you tell me that this product that is formed, what should be the name of this product?
No, sir. I don't know the name.
This is a very important reagent we will again study in aldehyde chemistry. 2,4-dinitro phenyl.
Hydrogen.
Yeah. There's something called 2,4-DNP test. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next. So over here we have given you again chlorine NO2 group, and you are treating this with aqueous sodium bicarbonate. Temperature has been raised. So again, in aqueous bicarbonate, remember salt hydrolysis is taking place. OH is your nucleophile. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So obviously chlorine will be replaced, right?
Yes, sir. Alternative.
Yeah. Since the medium is alkaline, so it will be
When?
O minus Na plus. Don't say ON.
Alternative.
Yeah. Then if you acidify the compound, then you are getting orthonitrophenol. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another question we have taken very similar to the first one. Again, you are treating this with okay. Temperature should be very low. That is almost room temperature. Now you have a compound A being formed, and then if you acidify it, you have a compound formed which is called picric acid. Okay, so you try to do this problem. This is your compound B. I think in your when I was explaining acidity and basicity, I have covered what is picric acid.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one, which is very vital, and this is called Sine substitution reaction, or nucleophilic addition elimination reaction. So the mechanism is given by the name itself. Nucleophilic addition will take place, then elimination will occur, also known as the Benzene mechanism. Okay, this is very vital. There was a time when this was a favorite topic, and a lot of questions had come in the competitive exams that are held in India. Okay, so this will take place where we have discussed systems in which we have benzene having electron withdrawing groups, and in those cases the nucleophile first added and then, okay, the group was eliminated. Okay, isn't it, Bolo?
Yes, sir.
So if you check these examples that we have discussed before, they were all having electron withdrawing groups. Okay, but there are benzene systems that are not having any electron withdrawing groups. Then what can happen over there? So we are talking about systems, let's say we are calling them as unactivated systems. Aromatic halides do not have electron withdrawing groups. We say they only react when strong nucleophiles. So instead of using activated benzenes, now you are using a strong nucleophile. Previously, the nucleophiles that we were using were very weak nucleophiles. Okay, so if you have unactivated systems, you
Yes, sir.
use strong nucleophiles or use strong reaction conditions. Okay, high temperature, high pressure, those kind of things are used, such as sodium amide. Now, you remember from the chapter of nucleophilicity itself that less electronegative atoms are more nucleophilic. So OH is obviously less nucleophilic than that of NH2. Okay, I hope you remember. We had
Yes,
studied,
sir.
yeah. Then we said CH3 minus is more nucleophilic than NH2 minus, which is more nucleophilic than of OH minus, which is more nucleophilic than that of H2O. Negatively charged species are more nucleophilic than neutral ones. So these things we have studied before. So what was done we can discuss over here. Let's say we have taken a chlorobenzene now. And say someone took sodium amide in presence of liquid ammonia at minus 33 degrees centigrade. That is the temperature at which liquid ammonia boils, basically. Okay, not liquor ammonia, okay, liquid ammonia. and when they did the reaction, they got this product. So what conclusion will you make? Chlorine got removed and NH2 came in the place.
Yes, sir.
Now, things became a little difficult to understand when they took a substituted chlorobenzene and they used the same reagent, say in place of liquid ammonia. Again, the temperature has to be mentioned out here. And they found this product. Okay, fine. They were happy about it. Okay, so expected product they have found. Apart from that, they also found this additional product. Now, what one can conclude after seeing these two kind of products, that maybe there is some impurity with this compound. Maybe there is a metachlorotoluene also over here and with some orthochlorotoluene. That is what one will say initially. But they took 100% like this compound and they reacted. Again, they were getting same results. So something very fishy. Now, this is your major and that is your minor. So normally whenever we have these kind of problems, what scientists do, they try to label one of the carbons. So they took a chlorobenzene and they labeled the carbon, that is, this carbon is carbon 14. Okay, and now they took the same reagent, same condition, and again carried out the reaction. This time, as expected, on the labeled carbon there was some NH2 group, but additionally they also found a NH2 group next to the labeled carbon. Okay, so what do you understand from here? That maybe something is forming in between, in which there is an option for the NH2 group to attack this position or that position, isn't it? कोई तो intermediate बन रहा है
Okay.
जिसमें कि there is a possibility of the NH2 group to attack either the carbon ortho to the labeled carbon or at the same labeled carbon. So that gave rise to a new type of mechanism which we are going to study right now, and it is called the Benzyne mechanism. Okay, this is very critical. Okay, listen to me. So the mechanism that was proposed is of the following kind. So the orthochlorotoluene was taken, or you can take the bromotoluene, orthobromotoluene. Now we know that sodium amide, the NH2 group, is not only a good nucleophile but also a strong base. Okay, because ammonia is not a good acid, so its conjugate base will be strong. We have studied these things. So argument was the hydrogen next to the, that means this hydrogen attached to this carbon will be more acidic because of the inductive effect of the chlorine. Okay. Again, this hydrogen is more acidic from the rest of the hydrogens attached to the benzene. Why? Because of the inductive effect that obviously operates through the bonds, sigma bonds. Okay, is going to be more acidic for the NH2 group to take it up. So I think I should change the name. It should be nucleophilic ulta elimination addition reaction. Okay, the above one that is over here, this should be called, this mechanism, this should be called nucleophilic addition. Then the removal is taking place, so substitution reaction. Okay, this is also something that has been asked in NEET. Okay, so they will give you the reaction and they will ask you, is it a nucleophilic substitution addition reaction, that is elimination addition reaction, or it is a addition elimination reaction. Okay, so Benzyne mechanism is basically first elimination takes place and then addition takes place. Okay, so one correction over there. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from the name itself we can see what I am doing. So I have said it is basically elimination then addition, right? So what happens over here, understand, with respect to this Cl, the carbon that is having the hydrogen, that will be lost. Okay, and then what happens, that this one will go here, that chlorine goes over, chlorine gets lost. So basically in this step you are doing substitution or elimination. Then the intermediate that is formed over here, that is this benzene, with having an additional pi bond, this system is called a benzyne. Because of the triple bond, it is called benzyne. That is this one. What type of benzyne this is? If anybody is asking you, this position is 1, that is 2, so this is 3, so this is called a 2,3 benzyne. So questions like this can also be asked to a student in an exam. What type of benzyne is formed from this compound? Okay. Now one has to understand that these bonds that you're talking about, this is a sp2 bond, sp2 hybridized orbital over here. So these two carbons that you see, the hydrogen is having a s orbital that is making a bond with this sp2, and obviously the chlorine is having a p orbital making a bond with this sp2 hybridized orbital. So once you remove the chlorine and the hydrogen, the pi bond that is formed is basically due to the overlap of the sp2 hybridized lobe with the other one. So this sp2 hybridized lobe is making a pi bond with the other sp2 hybridized lobe from carbon 3. sp2 hybridized lobe of carbon 2 makes a pi overlap with the sp2 hybridized lobe of carbon 3. So this pi bond that you are seeing over here is basically a sp2 pi sp2 pi bond. Okay. However, this one that you see is a p pi bond. So there is the difference, fundamental difference. we know that these pi bonds are 90° to the plane of the benzene. These pi bonds are 90° to the plane of the benzene, and these sp2 orbitals are lying in plane of the benzene. Okay, now if you think in that manner, this sp2 and that pi bond, the angle between them is 90°. Okay, so this pi bond and that pi bond are having an angle of 90° between them. They are out of phase. So questions regarding this can also be asked to a student. They can draw this the benzene to you, the benzene to you, and they can mark an arrow and they can ask you what type of pi bond is this. So you will say p pi bond. What type of pi bond is that? That is not p pi bond. You will say it is sp2 pi bond. Clear? They can also ask you what is the angle between the two bonds. What should be the angle?
90, sir.
Okay, fine. So now you think there are two possibilities. If you attack with the NH2 group over here, say, on this carbon, then you have an intermediate like this. And if you attack on the other carbon, that is carbon number 3, you have an intermediate like this. And subsequently they take up the protons from the medium, and they will give you the products, which explains how the products are formed. But now how to understand which one is major and which one is minor? There again your concepts of GOC, that is general organic chemistry or basic organic chemistry, can be used. You think CH3 group means plus I effect? Bolo.
Yes, sir.
This is negative charge. So you have the option of placing the negative charge here and here, and you are giving plus I effect. Plus I effect stabilizes negative charge or destabilizes carbon ion? You tell me.
So destabilize.
So if it is near, it will be stabilized, or if it is far, it will be stabilized.
Sir, if it's near, then it will be destabilized.
Destabilized. So this is minor, and that is major. Okay. So obviously that is your major and that is your minor. All right. Clear? So
Yes, sir.
let's do some problems now. I think we have covered most of it. Let's go straight away to the problems. Now in the practice problems, what the examiners will do, that is what I'm trying to tell you. They will give you, suppose, a CF3 and a Br. Instead of CH3, CF3 is given, and they will say NaNH2 is given to you in presence of liquid ammonia minus 33 degrees centigrade. Predict the product. Now out here again, you know for sure that the benzene that will be formed will be of that type. Okay, because if you're taking out this hydrogen, using that, sorry, using that. Okay, so what is going to happen? Basically, showing you a few, then I think the rest you can do. Okay, so that means the benzene that is formed, it is a 2,3 type benzene, which is this one. Now, again, if you make a nucleophilic attack with the NH2 minus, some books they show NH3 to be used as a nucleophile. That's all fine. Just a difference of a proton. So attack is over here. Where is the negative charge? Out here. Okay. So as a student, your job is to make all the products, and then you try to decide which of the carbon ions is more stable. ठीक है? Now you tell
Yes,
me
sir.
among this one and that one which is more stable. CF3 is what? Plus I or minus I?
So minus
It
I.
is going to take away. So which will be more stable?
So above the compound.
Yeah. So the one on the top will be okay. So CF3 NH2. This is major, more stable. Okay. Less stable. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you check the previous year's NEET question papers or even IIT, you will see that questions of these kinds have been asked. Okay, so this is your major and this is your minor. ठीक है? So likewise, what I am going to do over here is I'm going to give you a few more problems and I'm going to tell you to try to do these at home. Okay, so these are your practice problems. I'm giving you CF3, BR, and the same reagent. I'm not writing the reagent now. Okay, it means then I'm giving you this one. Hmm? I think you can do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, a typical problem I'm giving you. Okay, this one you treat it with NaOH. Okay, you get a compound A, similar reagent, and temperature is high. You get a compound B. Okay, so this is what I have given you. Now, there are many methods by which a benzene can be made. Okay, I'm going to discuss them. Methods to synthesize benzene. Now, here you have been given CO2 minus, and by diazonium reaction, the NH2 group has been converted to N2 plus. If you heat this compound, okay, gases that will come out are going to be CO2 and N2 minus. Okay, these will be as gases released. So how this is happening, just check. O minus, this is coming here, that goes in here, and like that. So this will lead to the formation of a enzyme. Okay. Apart from that, suppose I have given you a compound like this. That is BRF, and I have used Mg ether. What is going to happen is the Mg will be inserted in between the CBr bond. Yeah, this is becoming minus. That comes, that goes away, and via this method a benzene is found. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next देखो, these ones have not come as of now, but may come because radical reactions are also there in your syllabus. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm? This is coming here, that comes in here, this comes in here, that comes in there. ये half arrow और ये half arrow. ठीक है? Next, इससे भी हो सकता है. Alright. So these kind of methods can be utilized to produce a benzene molecule. Now, how to prove that this benzene is indeed formed? So there are a couple of reactions by which this can be done. So suppose we have a benzene like this. If you take a butadiene system, then these undergo in presence of heat. This is 4 pi, this is 2 pi. So they undergo Diels order reaction. And as you can see, I have discussed this when I was doing alkyne chapter or alkene chapter, right? So you have to check those notes. This type of a molecule will be formed. Okay. Even if you are taking something like furan, okay, and you have a benzene in the medium being generated, that also can undergo a Diels order type of reaction like that. I'm showing this because I wanted to discuss the synthesis of alpha naphthol. Just check. Again, alpha naphthol is inside your syllabus. So this is the molecule that will be formed. ठीक है ना? If you add proton to this is again a multi-step reaction. So basically we have the oxygen getting protonated. Charge on oxygen is not stable, you remember, positive charge, so it will break up. And the molecule that will be formed is going to be having plus charge over here, and this is OH. Okay. So think of resonance and your plus charge is over here now. This hydrogen that was there will come here, and the molecule that is formed is known as alpha naphthol. Alpha naphthol and beta naphthol are used in some tests. Okay, so maybe not in a NEET exam this will come, but in a JEE Advanced they can give you this reaction. All right, and one more reaction, that is synthesis of phenol, in which also from chlorobenzene, which also involves benzene mechanism, but that will be something that we will take up in the next lecture when we are discussing phenols. Okay, so I can think this is going to be the end of this lecture. Okay.